dangerous with down going up over the hill.
You can't make me now.
I guess you're right. I'm pretty overwhelmed. I had no earthly idea. I couldn't figure out what was going on at home. I looked out my front window and I told Cheryl, I said, there's 40 cars down in the damn field. Selena said 5 o'clock. You need to get down there. She said, no, she told us 5 o'clock. We'll be all right. And I kept thinking, man, come on. And I was okay, and then the Orioles went into rain delay, and I turned the TV off, and I went upstairs and kept seeing these cars. It stopped raining, and I thought, we got to get down there. So we finally, went to the bathroom 600 times and fixed this and that. And I was kind of grumbling a little bit. I said, come on, let's get going. And so anyhow, I pulled in here, still expected nothing. I thought, well, this is a pretty good field party. I said, oh my golly, she's got Sandy Potts in the truck. And I said they're coming in lane. I said, did she get a band? She said, oh yeah, I think she did. And I thought, oh man. So anyhow, I pulled in. I knew it was to pull in near the house. She said, Andrew saved us a spot. So I pulled down there, and I heard this rumbling going on from inside the car, and I thought, that's not rock and roll music or anything. So when I opened the door of the car, I realized it was band music. And then I realized it was Cyrus the Great. And then I looked, when my eyes came over here, there was about 48 people just marching. And then after I saw all that going on, it just flashed between my eyes. I thought, every face, it's just like I saw all your faces at one time. I thought, oh my God, I thought, this isn't a Williamsport tent party. This is Boonesboro Band. So I'm still overwhelmed. I'm a little embarrassed. A couple people, I never forget a face, but I was a couple names that I was just kind of lost tonight. I'm a little embarrassed over. After I questioned a little bit, I found out maybe I only had that person for 2 years, and then I left Boonesboro. Maybe that person went to Votech or something. But for the most part, I do remember all of your faces. And I'm trying to put, what you don't understand is there's a pretty good spread here from 1970 to 1994. And I'm trying to fit faces into years. If I had to place you in classes, that'd be another ordeal. Because Seekins, I'll have nightmares over you. Because I had her, in my mind still, I have her about 10 years older than she is. She certainly doesn't look that way, but I guess I'm thinking of her sister, who was older. And then I get the Moffats and the Kings. I had 8 of them. I went home one night and I told my wife, I said, no, I'll never get this family straight. We got a Tony Moffat and a Tony King and a Terry Moffat and a Terry King and a Kelly and I said, it'll never work, Cheryl. I'll just call them something. I don't know. But I ended up working with Kelly at E. Russell Hicks there my last year. You were there my last year. Did you leave the year before?
I know. I was there with you.
Yeah. So anyhow, it's great to see you all. I have memories about you all. I've seen a lot of you in the intern time that I've left Boonesboro. Somewhere along the line, Schiffler, I've run into you. Lord knows. Nice to see you again. I talked to Kelly. I remember Kelly Pershing didn't think I remembered her. And Kelly was teaching with my wife at Springfield. And God, she got hit in the face with a ball or something and ended up having her jaw operated on. And that was a disaster. And I've run into like Sally many times with some of the family stuff and friends and her and Jimmy. And of course, I see the Sweeneys all the time. And then we had, I don't know whether you all realized this, but when my daughter was doing her goofy nitwit stuff up here with Selena Reeder, we had the 2 Selenas doing, that was the Selena dance. But I'm thrilled that you came out here, and I've heard a lot of comments, and I'm thrilled with them. It kind of really makes me feel good that in all the time I was there, I was really proud of Boonesboro. I was asked a couple times to leave, and I chose not to. I was asked 2 times to go to North, and I didn't. I was asked to stay in Texas, and I didn't. And I thought I started something at Boonesboro, and if I switch schools, all I'm going to do is the same thing in the next school for the same 8 years. My life is just going to be stagnant again. I thought the thing to do is stay here at Boonesboro, and let's see how far we can go with this. And I'm thrilled with that. I thought the community treated me well. I thought all your parents did. You were all great kids, including Scott. You all didn't notice, but I threw Scott out. I mean, we came back from Tennessee, and I had enough of him, and it was over. It was over. You probably don't know I told somebody this story. I was just talking to Cheryl the other day, or about a couple weeks ago, that this is the 25th reunion of the non-competition of the county schools in the Mummers Parade. So you all did it so well, it was so dominant, that has gone for 25 years that nobody's even brought it up to compete yet. And maybe we did it wrong. Maybe we should have went in 1 year and won, and then the next year we should have fumbled around and lost. No! And then the next year we'd have won. But it was interesting, and I don't know whether you all knew this, but all the classes didn't know this, and I know the Hagerstown kids don't know it. But there was a lot of arguments in the band directors' meetings about this, and the Hagerstown schools kept bitching all the time about we hate this. We got to be the Hagerstown schools already led the parade and finished the parade every year. And they always complained and complained. But I said, I'm tired of hearing you guys complain. There's no problem with back here. All you got to do is do your thing and get it done right. Well, you don't know. You're from Boonesboro. I said, what's the problem, Kunkel? He said, well, he said, well, we got people running through us back there. We always had to come through at the end. I said, I'll tell you what. Put me in last next year. The room went silent. He said, you're kidding, aren't you? I said, no. I said, I've heard you guys gripe. I'm tired of hearing you guys gripe. Put me last. I don't care. I said, I always asked to be in the back anyhow, because instead of being down there for 8 hours and standing out there 3 hours to wait, we always left Boonesboro late anyhow and walked into Long Meadow Shopping Center. We walked in late. We didn't stand there for 3 hours. One year was scary. We were in there 15 minutes and left. I thought I almost missed the damn parade. But all the middle school kids got back early. I thought, why the high school kids can haul them home. Why should I want to be up early? I'll go at the end, and then the parents won't have to wait around so long. Just go to school after midnight, pick up the kids. So we went that year. Kunkel didn't believe it. And we led the back of the parade. Now, Sasha said, well, they had no problem. What do you complain about? And then, so the next year, Smith said, well, he wouldn't like to go first. I said, I'll go first. I don't care. I said, but I said, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to let you all know this before I go. Oh, by the way, in that year I went last, we won the parade. That was one of those 12 year in a row straight year. So anyhow, the next year Smith said, well, how would you like to go first? I said, we'll do it. Put us up first. But I said, I want you guys to understand something right now. If we go first, expect all your scores lower. He looked at me kind of funny. I said, why would you say that? I said, because if I'm going to win it and I go through first and you were a judge with 3 hours of parade coming behind you, would you score me real high? They said, I see your point. I said, put me up first. So we led the parade one year. Well, it was a Hagerstown Municipal Band, and Boonesboro went through before North and South. That was like in '86. So the graping still went on. The graping still went on. So the next 2 years, Al said, we've had enough of this. We're going to put all the county schools in competition. And it got quiet. I said, really? You guys really want to do that? Yep. Well, to this day, most of the kids don't know it. The Boonesboro kids know it because in the 87 trophy, the trophy's in the band room at Boonesboro. And all the county schools competed in that Mummers Parade. And in 88, the trophy's in Boonesboro, and all the schools competed in that Mummers Parade. But you asked the Hagerstown kids, and they never knew it, because they weren't ever going to tell them that they were competing, and they got whooped. And they got whooped. And the deal was, I don't know where you kids ever knew this, but we got this down like a machine. You kids marching and you're practicing with your batons and flags, and you know how much we worked on their rifles after school, and we had everything down to like a science where if you kids messed up something, it was an accident. And the trick was that it didn't matter what we did, nobody could outplay you. We had to really screw up marching when we got there. And it was already decided before we got off the buses. And I thought what was an interesting thing to me, this is how you develop pride. And I was really proud of you. As we went down through the years, we actually got to a point. I remember a kid missed the Mummers Parade. He couldn't play that night. He got stung by 3 bees in the lip or something. He was at the hospital. But through that stretch of those 12 years, I don't think we had a kid miss the parade. And it was just like, there was one girl sick, and she got off the bus. She said, I heard her tell, don't tell Papi, because I'm going through. And it just developed that pride where the kids did it on their own to a point that they wanted to be part of it. So I'm glad you were part of that. You made my life, my entire life. That was my entire life, that band. And I still taught after I left Boonesboro, but I was teaching young kids how to play, and it was fun. And back to tonight, I'm thrilled to see y'all, and I'm glad you came. I hope I remembered you all, and I Chad Michael. I had trouble remembering Chad. Where's he at?
He left already.
Did he leave? Different kids came in at different times, and I had him 2 years, and I left, and I switched him from clarinet to trombone, and I should have remembered that, sitting there in a room with him, teaching him how to instrument, but he's got a lot taller. Yeah. So I'm thrilled to see y'all. I'm glad you came, and have a good time here tonight, and meet each other. Heck, you guys have your own fun.
Is it time to go toilet paper your house now?
That's another story. Toilet paper my house.
Stealing the road sign.
Yeah, well, most of that stealing the road signs, they're not here tonight. I had Hippity Hop Lane. I had 12 Hippity Hop Lane signs stolen. And I think 8 of them ended in Virginia Tech. Brian Spielman and all those guys going through that era, they all had them down at Virginia Tech. But the toilet papering, the one that got to me, I can't remember. They toilet papered my house, over the roofs, the fence, and everything. And I come home from the Mummers Parade. It rained. And I got up Sunday, and that must have been the late 90s or early 90s, because Selena was home from college. And I got to talk to her that weekend. She carried one of these trash barrels around my house on the ground. And I was on the roof picking up the wet toilet paper and throwing it in the can. I'm saying, Selena, how was your grades doing? Did your classes good and this and that? And I talked to my kid from my house roof. And I collected all this toilet paper. And then she said, Dad, I got to go. I got to head back at 6 hours. And we finished that up, and I told Cheryl, I said, man, that was a bad day. I said, I got to talk to my kid while I'm collecting toilet paper this weekend. When I got back to school Monday, whoever had me that year, I was pissed. So anyhow, I could tell stories all night. You just laugh. And I was singing a song, the Boonesboro High Fight song, every time I conducted it. I had my own I sang my own song, and it had the little novelty about the band director being drunk on the band room floor and everything.
Sing it for them.
Yeah, sing it.
I wouldn't dare do that.
We're all old now. It don't matter.
So, thank you for coming, and it's good seeing you all. And if I've missed somebody, I'm looking. Oh God, Beeler, I see you. Thank God you got an Oriole hat on. I'm trying to just right now look down the line and see if there's anybody here that I missed. Is there anybody here that I haven't seen yet? That I haven't talked to? I'd hate to leave you out. What do you want, Churchy?
Hey, Massey.
Massey.
Is that Darren?
Darren Massey.
No way.
It is. Way.
Yeah.
John Eckstein's got to stay at 7:30. Yeah.
Oh!
I think I'm okay. I don't have to really rush because he's either in jail for hitting that woman. Thank you all again. I'll get off of here. You go enjoy your night. Have a good time.